eating disorders, creepy countdown clocks, and a growing family rift. In the 90s, the Olsen twins were two of the biggest child stars on TV, but their lives became much more complicated as they grew up. In 1987, when they were just 9 months old, Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen became TV stars by playing Michelle Tanner on Full House. Since there were strict laws regarding the amount of time children could work on set, the twins alternated in the role throughout the entire run of the series. Without question, Michelle became one of the standout characters on the sitcom, as audiences couldn't get enough of her cuteness. From an early age, the twins' lives were anything but ordinary. At just 6 months old, they were cast in the role of Michelle Tanner on the popular ABC sitcom, the show's creator. Jeff Franklin was captivated by the twins during an open casting call, noting how unusually comfortable they were around strangers. To comply with child labor laws, which restricted how long a child could work, Mary-Kate and Ashley alternated playing Michelle, a role they held for the show's entire 8-season run, which ended in 1995. The rapid rise to fame for Mary-Kate and Ashley came at a significant personal cost. By the age of 3, their parents had hired Robert Thorne as their manager, and he played a crucial role in establishing Jewel Star, an entertainment company that turned the twins into a brand. This move expanded their influence beyond television to include movies, books, music, and merchandise. Remarkably, by the time they were 6, the Olsen twins had become the youngest ever producers in Hollywood. By age 10, they were self-made millionaires. Despite their success, the twins' childhoods were far from typical. In a candid interview with Ashley reflected on their early years in the industry, explaining how they were deeply involved in the business from a very young age. "We have been really involved in the process from the beginning," she said, "even when we were just 10 years old." However, this involvement came at a price. The constant work left little room for them to simply be children. Mary-Kate echoed these sentiments in a 2010 interview where she described their upbringing as something she wouldn't wish on anyone. She recounted how looking at old photos made her feel disconnected from her past, likening their experiences to being a little monkey performers. The twins' meteoric rise to fame was more of an accident than a planned path. Their mother had sent a photo of the girls to a casting agency on a whim, which led to their roles on. However, the journey wasn't without its struggles. John Stamos, who played Uncle Jesse on, admitted that working with the twins was challenging at times. He confessed to that their frequent crying made filming difficult. At one point, the producers even recast the role, but ultimately Mary-Kate and Ashley were brought back because their replacements didn't work out. They reported that during the first season, Mary-Kate did most of the filming because Ashley was too scared to be on set. Their early fame came with a dark side. The press and public scrutiny were relentless, often overlooking the fact that they were just children. In a 1991 profile, the S.J. Matthews mentioned his family's infatuation with the Olsen twins despite their little acting talent. This constant attention and pressure contributed to the twins' later struggles with their identity and mental health. The Olsen twins' story took a darker turn as they grew up under the relentless spotlight. Life after wasn't easy, and the pressure continued to build as they navigated adulthood and the demands of fame. It wasn't just about leaving a beloved show. It was also about navigating a family falling apart. In 1995, their parents, Dave and Jet Olsen, divorced, shattering the stability the twins had known. This wasn't just any split. It coincided with the end of and the dissolution of the very empire that had turned them into household names. Their father Dave had started a relationship with Mackenzie, a colleague from his mortgage industry days, even before he left the industry for Hollywood. This affair led to the split from Jet. Just a month after the divorce was public, Dave married Mackenzie. It was a whirlwind that divided the family. Ashley chose to skip the wedding to stay with her mom while Mary-Kate attended, a decision that spoke volumes about the emotional rift. Dave tried to play it cool, saying the girls were fine, but Janet kept her feelings to herself. Despite the chaos at home, the twins tried to cling to normalcy. Mary-Kate once mentioned in a 1996 interview how they went to school, played with friends, and had sleepovers. They attended Campbell Hall Episcopal School, a private school in Studio City that encouraged curiosity and self-discovery. But let's be real, their lives were anything but normal. Their careers always came first. Imagine missing your senior prom because you had to host. That's exactly what happened. Instead of riding in limos and wearing fancy dresses, they were promoting their film. They even joked about it in their monologue on Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen's journey into adulthood was anything but smooth. After the chaos of their parents' divorce and the pressures of fame, things took an even darker turn. Mary-Kate began to struggle with something far more serious than what the tabloids suggested. In the early 2000s, rumors began swirling about Mary-Kate's health. The media was ruthless, using insensitive language and making light of serious issues. Before she turned 18, just after her high school graduation, Mary-Kate was admitted to a rehabilitation facility for an eating disorder. Her father and therapist intervened, fearing for her life. As one source told, they didn't want to find her dead on the floor from not eating. The twins appeared on a few months later. Oprah, known for her empathetic interviews, missed the mark. She pressed them about the eating disorder rumors, even asking about their dress sizes. Ashley tried to deflect politely, but Oprah persisted, making an already delicate situation worse. Mary-Kate hid her struggle well, even from those close to her. Denny Gordon, the director, recalled having meals with her and noticing nothing amiss. Dr. Drew Pinsky, who played their dad in the movie, also failed to see any signs. This ability to mask her pain is common among those with eating disorders. In a 2008 interview with Mary-Kate finally addressed her anorexia, she spoke about the difficulty of asking for help and being honest with oneself. "I do not want to go through my life with my eyes shut," she said. As Mary-Kate struggled behind the scenes, the world continued to watch. Rumors of a cocaine addiction floated around, fueled by her stark thinness and the hard partying image the media painted. The twins even poked fun at the situation during an episode of shouting, "You're so skinny, eat a sandwich." But the reality was far from funny. At 17, Mary-Kate had little say in her treatment. Her parents were still her legal guardians. She chose to continue outpatient treatment during her first semester at NYU, but even that plan fell apart. As if battling personal demons wasn't enough, Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen's quest for a normal life at NYU became a new battlefield. They had high hopes for their college experience, enrolling in September 2004. The twins invested in a $7.3 million West Village penthouse, which they never moved into, opting out of the typical college dorm life. But their dreams of higher education quickly unraveled. Reports soon surfaced that the twins were so over it. Mary-Kate, in particular, was caught skipping classes. There was speculation she might do some sort of independent study program to juggle life between NYC and LA. Ultimately, Mary-Kate took a leave of absence, which sparked rumors of a second stint in eating disorder treatment. In reality, she already had a robust support system in place, including teams of therapists, nutritionists, and eating coaches. Soon followed suit. The pressures of their fame made it impossible to feel safe at school. Enter Spencer Pratt, the self-cast villain from The Hills star. In 2007, he claimed he made $50,000 by selling a photo of Mary-Kate drinking at a party. This betrayal launched a feud with Pratt, who made nasty comments about Mary-Kate. It was just one example of how their every move was scrutinized and often exploited for profit. Plus, they had a thriving business to run. Dropping out of NYU wasn't just about privacy, it was about survival. Their lives were a tabloid feast long before college. From their parents' divorce to their teen years, the Olsens were media darlings turned fashion icons. Despite producing countless straight-to-video movies and specials, they were more famous for being famous. The public's curiosity about their every move grew more intense as they approached their 18th birthdays. In the early 2000s, the rise of the internet brought a new level of intrusion. Websites popped up with countdowns to the twins' 18th birthdays, celebrating their legal adulthood in the creepiest way possible. These sites added to the already pervasive sexualization they faced. Being a child star is hard enough, but being a teenager in the public eye is a different kind of nightmare. Every choice, Every behavior was scrutinized and often spun into false stories. One such instance involved Ashley suing them for $40 million over a misleading photograph and headline implying she had passed out from drug use. The publication later issued an apology and correction, but the damage was done. This kind of invasive scrutiny was a constant in their lives. Ashley recalled feeling really angry and defensive when asked about their virginity by a journalist before they were even of age. She described it as her worst nightmare, highlighting the invasive nature of their fame. The relentless attention made it difficult for the twins to have any semblance of normalcy. Their attempts to blend into a college environment were thwarted by the very fame that had brought them success. The public's fascination with their lives, coupled with the tabloid industry's insatiable hunger for scandal, left them with little privacy. Despite these challenges, Mary-Kate and Ashley continued to run their business empire. Dual Star Entertainment Group was a major success, producing movies, books, and fashion lines. But the toll of their fame was evident. The pressure to maintain their public image while dealing with personal struggles was immense. As if their lives weren't already under a microscope, the Olsen twins' smoking habits became another source of public fascination. There was a time when Mary-Kate and Ashley claimed they didn't smoke or drink. In a 2003 interview where they insisted they were clean, but things changed. The transition to Kutchled's cigarette break seemed to mark a new chapter in their lives. The media became obsessed with this habit. Maybe it was the image of the twins often seen smoking together that added to their mystique. It was one of the few glimpses the public got of their private bond. They retreated from the limelight, leaving us with only these snapshots. Cool, aloof, and always with a cigarette in hand. Vulture's Rachel Handler captured this sentiment perfectly, wondering why photos of the Olsen twins smoking felt so soothing. Took a more critical view, attributing their haggard looks to smoking. Even spilled details about Mary-Kate's wedding, where bowls and bowls filled with cigarettes were provided for guests. Their smoking habits seemed almost rebellious, a small act of defiance against the constant scrutiny. Yet, it also hinted at the stress and pressure they were under. Mary-Kate's commitment to the habit was so strong that she was scolded twice at an NYC Fashion Week party in 2010 for smoking indoors. The twins' addiction was clear, and they were willing to risk professionalism for a moment of relief amidst the whirlwind of their public lives. Mary-Kate Olsen's love life has been a topic of intrigue. From artist Nate Lament to Max Winkler, the son of actor Henry Winkler, and her ex-husband Olivier Sirosi, Mary-Kate's relationships have often been under the media's gaze. But one rumored romance stands out for its tragic ending. In 2008, rumors swirled about Mary-Kate's relationship with actor Heath Ledger. According to they had been casually dating for 3 months. They weren't serious, just enjoying each other's company and sharing a mutual love for Maura Reds. It was a fleeting connection yet deeply significant in the story of Mary-Kate's life. The world was shocked when Heath Ledger was found unresponsive in his apartment. They reported that Diane and Jack, the masseurs who discovered Ledger, made 2 phone calls to Mary-Kate before dialing 911 using Ledger's speed dial. Wozniak reached out to Mary-Kate, who was in California at the time. Mary-Kate reportedly promised to send her private security to help, indicating the close bond they shared. When Ledger didn't respond, Jack called 911 and tried to revive him, but it was too late. Ledger's death was ruled an accidental overdose of prescription medications. The incident cast a shadow over Mary-Kate, who reportedly refused to cooperate with investigators without immunity from future prosecution. The case was eventually dropped due to a lack of viable targets for the investigation. After navigating the turbulent waters of fame and personal struggles, Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen decided to step away from the public eye, becoming Hollywood enigmas. Since Mary-Kate's minor role in the 2011 film, the twins have remained out of the spotlight, often cloaked in oversized cour and long tousled hair. They are rarely seen except at meticulously chosen events like the Met Gala or Fashion Week, where they promote their fashion labels. The Olsen twins are now more often seen in the pages of fashion magazines than on screen. We're used to being on the other side of the camera and managing the process, so it's hard for us to do photo shoots now, Mary-Kate told in 2017. Their transition from acting to fashion moguls has been seamless. Yet, it's clear they prefer the shadows over the spotlight. You won't find the Olsens on social media, unlike many of their Hollywood peers. Ashley mentioned in that they don't dive into that world and have stayed quite sheltered. Their first public selfie taken over Sephora's Instagram to promote their brand Elizabeth and James in 2016 was a rare and momentous event. It was effortlessly chic as expected, but don't expect a repeat performance. Their retreat from the public eye extends to their roots as well. They opted out of participating in the reboot, much to the disappointment of fans. The twins have fully embraced their roles as fashion designers, running a billion-dollar empire while keeping their personal lives intensely private. As fashion mogul, Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen have built a luxury brand that commands attention and respect in the industry. Their label, The Row, is celebrated for its high-end minimalist designs with dresses often priced around $6,500. This might seem astronomical to most, but it aligns with other luxury brands like Bulgari and Lanvin. In 2011, they even managed to sell out a $39,000 alligator backpack despite the backlash from animal rights activists. However, their journey in the fashion world hasn't been without controversy. In 2015, they faced a class action lawsuit from former interns of The Row led by Shahista Lani, a Parsons School of Design graduate. The interns accused Jewel Star Entertainment Group of wage theft. Lani claimed she worked grueling 50-hour weeks performing tasks that would typically be assigned to paid employees. She even recounted being hospitalized for dehydration after carrying heavy trench coats in sweltering heat. "You're like an employee except you're not getting paid," she told. The harsh working conditions led many interns to tears over simple tasks like coffee runs and photocopying. The lawsuit argued that the interns should have been compensated with minimum wage and overtime for their work. While the Olsen's representatives labeled the lawsuit as meritless, they ultimately settled out of court. The settlement involved paying $140,000 to be divided among 185 interns, acknowledging the hardships faced by those who contributed to their fashion empire. Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen's journey has been filled with ups and downs, and recent years have been no exception. Mary-Kate's marriage to French banker Olivier Seroussi was often marked by awkward public displays of affection, but behind closed doors, things were far from perfect. In April 2020, Mary-Kate filed for divorce. However, CO-19 had put a temporary pause on divorce filings in NYC. Desperate, she requested an emergency order in May, claiming Sequoia had terminated their lease without her knowledge and was trying to force her out of their apartment. Sequoia allegedly gave her a tight deadline to remove her belongings, a task made impossible by the city's quarantine guidelines. When she sought an extension, he reportedly ignored her. Caught in this stressful situation, Mary-Kate sought refuge with Ashley and friends outside the city. Despite the chaos, she had a prenup offering some protection amid the turmoil. While Mary-Kate dealt with her personal struggles, the twins faced another heartbreaking loss. Their beloved TV dad, Bob Sett, passed away suddenly in January 2022. He had always maintained a close bond with his TV daughters, including Mary, Kate, and Ashley. Despite their absence from the reboot, Sett remained protective and in regular contact with them. Upon his passing, the twins expressed their deep sorrow, calling him the most loving, compassionate, and generous man. They attended his funeral honoring the man who had been a significant part of their lives. Ashley Olsen has also faced her share of health issues over the years. In 2015, she was diagnosed with late-stage Lyme disease, making work difficult and pushing her further from the public eye. The disease left her looking haggard and often moody, a tough period that highlighted her resilience. In 2016, Ashley faced another serious health scare following a botched plastic surgery procedure. The surgery led to necrosis, causing her face to swell, bruise, and blacken. Intensive oxygen therapy was required to treat the condition, which left her shaken. Despite this traumatic experience, Ashley remains undeterred about future procedures, though she will be more cautious in her choices.